again. So this was another new one for me. So for this instance, first one it'll be a mix of like chatting or affirmation with just like breathing mixed into it. Sounds like a super basic one, but on how much it'll like pick up or be, or how much of it is going to be intelligible is kind of whatever. I just like work with it during, But this one isn't just like just random stuff. This one isn't just like random stuff to say. I mean, first there's the stuff of like wherever it is you are right now, or whatever you're doing. That's like you're doing fine. Doesn't have to be every day where you have to be pushing yourself to the absolute. I know for some that they intentionally choose it that way, where that basically becomes what their life is like. But I also realize that that kind of thing isn't really for everyone to be like that. Some just have to take it a little bit slower and take their time with it, no matter how long it might take or how patient someone could be. A day is not a bad day when you're able to make it through it. Even if it feels like not much was accomplished or gained. There do exist those times where it feels like you put in a lot into it and you get much back. Sometimes you just have to sometimes you just gotta be whatever that noise was. Just keep it going. Because the worst thing you can do is just find yourself giving up on whatever it is you're doing. And then at that point, what do you? Why do that to yourself? Cheryl thinks it's those moments where you'll even find those moments where you're surprised even yourself with what you can do. And it might just come out of nowhere. You don't really gotta worry yourself too much about what other people are doing. If you worry too much about that, then you'll just end up living a life that isn't exactly yours. You're living someone else's, like, assigned or planned life. That isn't one you made for yourself. Man, there's gonna be quite a bit of cutting. All this time and still sick. That's partially my fault because I keep pushing myself. But I just hate the idea of just sitting there doing nothing. And so here I am, recording yet another thing to put out there. But I don't regret it whatsoever. Because I know that I put something out there. There'll be someone at least, or a few of you actually, that'll willingly watch it and listen to it. And maybe even leave a nice comment too. And that's the kind of thing that makes it all worth it. I look forward to it all the time. So why not find your own thing to look forward to? It can be something very minor. Something a lot bigger than, say, something like a snack, or allowing yourself to enjoy something, an activity, or put some time for yourself. Everyone has their own way to manage and treat themselves. Than what you might believe at the moment. Maybe all it takes is just a certain moment or a certain day. Just a little push, and then you see they can put in so much more. They can give you so much more. Because everyone always has something to give. Just that not everyone wants to push themselves sometimes. And that I can understand. Some don't want to. Some don't need to. Some don't look to. Some look for more simpler, more basic lives. So just having those simple things is more than enough. sense to just slow down and relax at times. There isn't a requirement to be. There isn't a requirement to be hard on yourself every day. Yeah, more so without guidance or purpose while doing so. Regardless of where you are, what you're doing, there's someone there that wishes the best out of you. Sometimes it might feel like it, but it's really difficult to be truly alone. Just about everyone has a ton of potential you're sitting within them. You'll get there eventually where you can realize that. And then find something to do with that. Sometimes it may not be easy. But once you get to the harder stuff, it might make some of the more difficult things all that much more easier. The more you end up putting yourself through all these situations, it'll make things easier for you down the line. Or a small little bit that can count to bettering yourself in some way. Whatever that thing might be. Might be tired. I just want to lay in bed all day. But you're making it through in your own way. At your own pace. At your own pace. And you gotta be nice with yourself. Care for yourself. Yeah, sometimes, the one you can rely on out there is just yourself. And that's the one thing that child that's truly yours. That's your body. So do what you can to take care of it. And then taking care of yourself, you can feel better about yourself. And that means more than just like being fit or working out. There's way more to it than that. Personally, one of the many things you could do for yourself. And that can be pretty easy to just succumb to not doing anything, letting time pass you while you feel comfortable. But you do like a few little habits and build off of those. You get that ball rolling into doing stuff, doing things you may have procrastinated on, projects you never finished, ideas you had yet to write down somewhere or develop. Maybe there's something you really wanted to do and just haven't found yourself to act on it yet. Maybe you were caught up thinking about it, thinking about the scenarios that have yet to happen, that are irrelevant. But I get it. So let's get stuck in your head about trying things or putting something out there. But maybe you just gave it a shot. Because maybe all it takes is just to try it once. Just be present there for yourself for that one time. And it might just lead to something unexpected. I can give an example. I mean, lately for me, it's been having a journal. I had tried doing something like that earlier, like years ago. But it was more like a small planner. And I'd put down when I would get up, if I worked, when I worked, and then when I sleep. And then maybe a few extra notes, if anything interesting or unusual happened. But it was mostly meant to be a planner. I used it for a good while, but then I just stopped using it. Admittedly, I don't really know where it is either. I'd like to look through it though. But now, instead of a small planner, now I write stuff down on, and another one either as my secondary or probably for drawing. I still haven't decided, but all it took for me was to try it out for one day, that one time. And then because of that, I've already written a lot in that thing. And then when I do, I end up really enjoying it. I kind of have it set up more for like just myself, really. But I guess also like when time passes, I leave like fragments of what I did and what I used to be like, kind of thing. And that brings me to another thing. Things are always changing. Some of those are within your control. Some of them are not. So why not only worry about the ones you have complete control over and disregard those that you don't have control over? Because in that way, you can focus on what's more important. If you want a good change to come your way, then it may just be that you have to be the one to initiate that. And it might feel unusual, but maybe it won't be super difficult. Starting with the smaller things, and then building up from that. But sometimes you might need the input of others to help you toward a certain direction. I know I have. A lot of times, yeah, it's difficult. If it's something you've been used to doing for a long time, like certain habits, that'll take a lot more than just willpower to change it. But you just made it as far as you did. You might not realize how much you actually ended up changing. A month ago, a year ago, longer than that. You have a lot more control and power over yourself than you realize. If you will it, and dedicate yourself to it, then it'll come your way no problem. Like a plant in some kind of way. You gotta be watchful of it, and nurture it, until one day you just see the benefits from it. And then you look back and you feel nothing but prideful for the progress you made, and what you endured, or what you put yourself through. always held down with what you achieved. Or maybe you want to keep going for more and look for the next thing. I don't mean to say you should be constantly throwing yourself out there and challenging yourself. It's not a thing for everybody to do, or what everybody wants to do. But I understand it. For some more drastic changes, it means going through quite a bit of pain. And sometimes you might just need someone else to be there with you, to help you with that. I've been there before. Unfortunately, for those that I did ask, they were willing to help. They gave me certain opportunities where now I look back upon and I'm extremely grateful for the chance they've given me. That some were from just by asking. Just being curious. But day by day, you're always doing something, always building upon something, even if unintentional. You could always give yourself like a small task to do and look forward to. And then when accomplishing and achieving it, can get you a feeling like no other. And you can just jump off from that feeling, just build up and out, however way you want. You're a lot stronger, a lot tougher than you might think. You won't always have to be out there to prove yourself to other people. Ultimately, only you know what's best for yourself. When to push, when to relax. Even if there might not be much at the moment, even just the notion of to keep going is enough. scary to face new things. Or take something on when you only feel like you're ready. But you'll never know until you just give it one shot. Just a one try. And see how you feel afterwards. Did you really know if it's the thing for you or not? I say this because it's better to fail on certain things than to be wondering what could have happened. Because even through failure, that means you got to learn what happened. Instead of leaving it as a thought. If it turns out good, then even better. Essentially just a bunch of trial and errors for numerous things. Like food, for example. You try some food that you're unsure about. Maybe you're scared to try. Like scared to try. And then maybe you bite into something and unexpectedly it becomes one of your favorites. And then maybe you want to learn how to prepare it or cook it for yourself. Then just like that, one thing led to another. Let me try out other similar dishes. Right. And through each experience that you go through, that'll only help with just building upon yourself and the kind of person you are, the kind of person you will become later. Because you still have time to do any changes for things you don't like. So, why not? Why not start right now? You know? And why not you? To be the next one to realize what it is you truly want. Go for it or just give it a try. It could be that somebody who's more in touch with themselves. Maybe through a journal or something to put down your thoughts. Visualize things more clearly. Or be that one person that no matter where as you walk in, where people look forward to seeing you and talking to you, or working with you, or hanging out with you. Why not be that one person who's really good at cooking? Surprise people whenever you make something new. You show up with something that you made. Why not be that one person who learn how to play a certain instrument and can play a song from memory or spontaneously? Because to just be that one, so just dependable. Doesn't have to be something crazy. exactly appalling to be around. No stinky aura. No stinky aura. Or just be that person who's kind to themselves. Just take care of yourself. Then you know what the kind of person you want to be like, and work towards it. You be someone where people would go up to and look for advice, or look for help for a certain something. Be sure so many different things you can be. And if one thing doesn't work out, you can always find something else. And yeah, it'll take a bit of effort and a bit of work. But you put a little bit of belief into that, then it'll make it so much more worth it. And you'll go grow all that much more as a person. And when you look back, you'll see all these different milestones that you've personally hit. So maybe, why not go for a little bit more? Why not do a little bit more? Because then, give you extra things to look forward to. Make all those days that pass by a lot more worth it. Because you never know what'll happen. I think everyone else is starting to wake up now. Yeah, I think I've been on there for a good enough while. And even if it isn't completely understandable or intelligible, that's okay. I just want to put something out that I think would sound okay. But just take a look at yourself at where you are. Rest when you need to. And whenever you're feeling up to it, maybe try something different, something new. And there you could find something different or something. Sometimes even surprise yourself. Okay. It sounds like I have to go now. Goodbye, everyone. Sleep well.